Let's demystify personal agency. About 10 years ago, we didn't know this word at all, but now it's become a buzzword and I love it. This is one buzzword that I could get behind because this is something that everybody has, but many people don't know they have it, especially Western culture with all of our judging ourselves and down on ourselves and deficit mentality. We are feeling like we can't do anything. We can't handle anything. We're inadequate. We don't know anything, whatever. We just don't like ourselves. We don't trust ourselves. And that's why anxiety and depression are skyrocketing in our country because we don't think that we can handle anything. Well, listen, you have something called agency. And your personal agency means you're an agent of your life. No matter what's happening around you, all those things that you know that you can't control, that you're focused on, those don't matter as much as your response to it. How you think about it, who you aligned yourself with, who you're close to, what you choose to do, what opportunities you reach for. All of those things are what make and break a happy life. That is 100% in your control. So if you hear all these thought leaders saying, you have to let go, you have to surrender, there's a lot you don't have control over. Well, I'm here to tell you, you have 100% of control over the thing that matters most in your life, your personal agency. You get to respond to all of this in any way you choose. One of the most important things about personal agency is how we make meaning around an event. And how we make meaning around an event very much depends on our history. What kind of experiences we have create beliefs for ourselves. And when we create beliefs, and sometimes those were bad experiences, those beliefs might be limiting beliefs. They might be negative beliefs about ourselves or about the world or about other people. That may increase our anxiety, may increase our depression, may increase our negative view of ourself. The good news is that can change. How you make meaning around events can change, but you have to do it intentionally. It doesn't just happen by itself. And when things happen, it becomes the glasses through which we see the world. When we have those experiences and they create the beliefs and then it creates those glasses, then the next events we see through those beliefs. And if those are negative, that's not helpful. It actually can make us feel worse and worse and worse. But we have the power to change how we make meaning. And sometimes you need some help with this, a friend who could take you out of your perspective and show you a new perspective. You could read a book, play a game. You could seek a professional. You could watch something like a video and you could get a new perspective and learn how to make meaning that helps you feel better, that helps you know that you have agency. Instead of thinking about an event like you're the victim and everything was awful, you could relook at the event and be like, what did I do during that to help myself survive? Because you always do. No matter what oppression humans go through, they protest. It could be just in their head that they're protesting and that could help them survive, or it could be outwardly. But that protest that kept you alive, those actions that you took to keep yourself alive, is your personal agency. And if you don't see them, you don't remember them, then you have a half memory of the event. And the consequences of trauma are going to be bigger. When you see your agency or the empowered actions that you took during that event, when you start to see that and have a whole memory of that event, the consequences of trauma, like the symptoms, the flashbacks, the feelings that you have, the feelings of negativity, the feelings of worthlessness, the difficulty sleeping, the fear of the world, those kind of things, they go down. When you have a whole memory and start to embrace that you have personal agency and you engaged in it during that time, you feel better. Did you ever hear that social psychology research that people who are victims of crime, if they fought back, the consequences of their trauma are a lot less? This is the thing, we always fight back. We just might not see that we did that. It may take somebody to help you see it, like a professional like me or a friend to help you see it. But once you start to see your empowerment during that, you feel better. But also in regular life, what happens is anxiety makes us not see our personal agency. It disconnects us from our agency. It doesn't want us to think we have any, because that's how anxiety reigns. If you knew you had personal agency and you had skills and you were adaptable and you were able, would you have anxiety? No anxiety. And so it wants to separate you from your personal agency. And one way to reconnect with your personal agency is to do this activity every night. You know those gratitude journals where you write down 3 things that you're grateful for? I do want you to do that because that research is top notch. It absolutely changes the way we see the world. Write 3 things that you're grateful for each day. But I also want you to add to that 3 things that you did, 3 initiatives that you took. What our culture is doing right now is making us not see the things that we do. We're so focused on the things that we don't do, and the deficits and the inadequacies and the things we don't get to. We're so focused on that we don't see that we're incredibly skilled and we're able and we get stuff done, and it's amazing. When you start to write those things down, you start to notice it through the whole day, and that changes everything. So people who have really strong personal agency have better self-perception. They see themselves as able, they see themselves as empowered, and they see themselves as in control of their destiny or of their opportunities. People who are disconnected with their personal agency don't trust themselves and have a lot of anxiety. People who are really connected to their personal agency have an internal focus of control. They don't feel like the world is in control and they have none. If you have an internal focus of control, you feel able to take actions to get the outcomes you want and attribute those outcomes to the actions that you took. And lastly, people who are in touch with their personal agency enjoy a much better well-being. They feel calmer in their body, they feel connected to the people around them, they have close relationships, and they feel like they have a purpose in their life. So if you didn't know about personal agency, I'm glad you watched this video. If you want more from me, come on over to my website, jodiaman.com, where I have more for you to let you know that you are so much more than you think you are. Watch this video next.